For 35 years, the Australian Superbike Championship has been a rider factory, producing road racing champions that have gone on to take on championships all over the world. Some of them taking the ultimate prize, a coveted world championship. In the formative years of the championship, the recipe was simple. Debut in the production championship, move your way through to the premier superbike category. If you were good enough to win against Australia's best, you would more than likely be snapped up to race overseas in MotoGP, World Superbike or the BSB or AMA championships. 3 riders who are able to achieve that goal are, luckily for us, still involved in the ASBK Championship, giving back to the sport that paved their way to championship glory. Troy Corser, Chris Vermeulen and Steve Martin. Troy, first question to you. Back in 1993, you won the championship on a Honda, but you debuted on a Yamaha. Only a year or two later, you found yourself in America racing a Ducati, which took you to great success on the world stage.
Yeah, absolutely. To start my career here, in 1990, I started on a 250 Proddy, which is our introduction class. Went to the 250 GP, then jumped on a superbike in 92, but 93 jumped on the RC30 and just gelled with the bike and the team, and yeah, managed to walk away with the championship. Fantastic to come from this ground, go over there, and even now young kids are getting the chance to go over there as well to improve their career.
And Steve, you raced in the Australian Championship for a few more years than what Troy did. Started off on a Suzuki, eventually won the championship with Ducati in 99. Wasn't long, you were on the world stage as well.
You know, I'm old enough to remember the first Australian Championship, which Tony Armstrong won, and you know, all of that sort of stuff was in my mind, and I really enjoyed racing. And I got to watch these guys from when they were kids. That inspired me to try and make my way overseas. And in '99, when I won the Australian Championship, I was lucky enough to head over as well.
And Chris, you didn't race in the Australian Championship for anywhere near as long as what these guys did, but that year that you did do was sufficient enough for people to recognise your immense talent, and bang, you were off overseas. BSB was your initial destination.
Exactly, it was a great championship for me, but like Troy said before, it paved the way to a great career for me. It gave me the opportunity, and when I left here and what I'd learned here, I went to the British Championship. I can tell you those guys are no faster over there. The level is no higher, when I went in there, I was very competitive straight away, and that gave me a step into the World Championship from there. So, you know, this championship is so important. It gives an opportunity for young kids to start now in that OJC class from a very young age and go all the way through. And you know, if you're competitive in this championship, you're going to have a lot of success in any championship you race around the world.
One question for all of you. I know that the young riders in the younger classes, and probably even some of the super sport and superbike categories, looked up to you guys when they first started as the guys that show what you could do with a career. How does it feel to be recognised in that? And who was that rider for you when you first started in ASBK?
Well, for me, it was easy. It was like probably Kevin McGee, which is why I had 99, because I can remember him didn't particularly know who he was, but I saw a Ducati at Oran Park with 99 on it, and he was like going around the outside of, you know...
I thought you were going to say he had 66 on his bike and it landed upside down. You never know.
Maybe. But no, for me it was McGee.
Yeah, for me actually it was Wally Campbell. When I was on the 250 Proddy, Wally was at the top of the game there on the Honda, on the RC30, and he used to come and give me some tips, actually, way back then, particularly about my body position, how to steer the bike a bit with your head a little bit, which is sort of, you're seeing the riders do it now, and he was doing it way back then in '93. So yeah, Wally for me was the king.
Chris?
I think as a young kid, I remember going to Lakeside, being a Queenslander, and seeing Mick doing, I think that was about 87, 88 time, like I would have been 6, 7 years old. And that was sort of my first experience, someone going fast and seeing that, and obviously what he went on to achieve was amazing. And later on, I think Matt Mladen was the guy when I was sort of just that kid starting the dirt track. He was a real front runner in ASBK and then headed overseas, and you can sort of see, oh, there's an opportunity. If you can do well here, you could be a world champion. So he was probably that guy I saw.
Well, just think about it. In 2024, there are over 35 riders that did their apprenticeship in the ASBK that are racing on the international stage in domestic championships all around the world, as well as MotoGP and World Superbike. Of this weekend, 16 riders in the Superbike and Supersport categories have raced internationally, 2 of them at the highest level in MotoGP. The ASBK doing what it does best, producing champions from Australia.